Yo, what up, how you doing, guys? My name is Sangiev. Today we are back with another video, and as you can see from the title, today we're actually going to be answering one of my most requested questions, and that is with regards to sale shopping. Now, as someone whose wardrobe mainly consists of items that was purchased during the sale season, I'd like to think I know a thing or two in this. Plus I used to work in retail, so there was a couple of little secrets here and there that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I've compiled them into a little list, and we're going to jump in with point number one, and it's actually less of a trick rather than an answer to a question, and that is, what are my favorite online retailers? I'm going to leave a bunch of them in the description box down below, so do check them out. I'm going to leave the well-known ones and the more obscure ones, and you'd be surprised at the amount of steals that you sometimes can come across on the low-key smaller online retailers. But when it comes to online retailers during sale season, I will put Farfetch above everyone, just because some of you guys might be aware, some of you might not be. Farfetch isn't an online retailer. It's basically a middleman. It's not quite an online retailer that holds on to stock. It's a website that connects you to multiple retailers across the world. Now, because of that reason, you have a much bigger choice and a much bigger selection of items from a specific designer. You can find some obscure pieces that were only available in a specific country or in a specific store. So that is the reason why I always go to Farfetch, just to kind of scour the internet, look through all the pieces that I wish to cop, and then I'll go to the individual website, or I'll just cop it through Farfetch. Now, let's be honest here, Farfetch does some great deals, but sometimes prices can be extortionate, especially if they're shipping from Japan or somewhere in the US. You get hit with taxes and fees, and the price is just astronomical, and it's ridiculous. Then we're going to move on to point number two, and it couldn't be a video about sales without mentioning Shoptagr, who are, yes indeed, the beautiful sponsors of this video. Thank you ever so much for your continuous support. It is a no-brainer that has to be included. It saves so much time for everyone, and it also allows you to not be so aware of things. So what I mean by that is, back in the day, you had to know when the further markdowns might take place. Now, the only way you would know that is either signing up to websites newsletter, which, to be honest with you, are slightly delayed anyway, or you would need someone that works within that company or online retailer. Example, Essence does most of their markdowns on Mondays. So Mondays is the day that you would go in and check for stuff on Essence. And this is where Shoptagr comes in handy, because it's this wonderful little widget that allows you to save item on a wish list that you create across multiple retailers. I've been using it a ton. They've been a massive supporter of the channel. In fact, I've made some crazy cops over the last week or so. You know how we do this. We always have a summer sale pickup. So if you wish to see those, make sure you leave a thumbs up in this video, and I'll be sure to drop that video early. Actually, in fact, let's just do that. If you get this video to 2.5k likes, it's a bit of a push. If you get this video to 2.5k likes, I will be dropping an insane summer sale pickups where I got some absolute heat, and I'm super looking forward to sharing them with you guys. But enough rambling on. To show you guys the process of Shoptagr, make sure you click on that link in the description box down below. You go to that website, you download and install the widget that gets attached to your Chrome browser, and what this allows you to do, as I said, is to save items. So if you go to any online retailer that you frequent, go to a piece that you wish to be aware of whenever the price drops, and on the side, in this little blue beautiful little box, you just click on it, you select the size, you select what sort of markdown you wish to be notified at. So this can be either any price changes, 25%, 50%. I leave it at any price change, just because I like to be made aware whenever any sort of drops happen. And you can add it to a list as well, and then boom, you click on save now, and it gets added to your wish list. And that's another perk of Shoptagr. You get a wish list that works across multiple retailers, so you can see all the pieces that you wish to acquire on one page. Sometimes you can even add the same item across all retailers, so then you can see who drops down the furthest and where you can make the biggest steal or the biggest bargains, basically. And a new feature that they're still developing and adding to Shoptagr is the ability to scour the internet for discount codes or any promotional codes on a specific website that you may be browsing, which is so sick. I don't know, a 10% discount code that you might not be aware of, Shoptagr will notify you, and you might be able to use that. So, I mean, really, what are you waiting for? Check it out. It's in the description box down below. Thank you to the beautiful people at Shoptagr for always showing me love. And with that being said, we're going to move on to point number three, and it's something that I harp on a lot on this channel, and that is department stores over individual boutiques or designers. What I mean by that is always check department stores first. especially when it comes to making some absolute disgusting steals. The system, or the way that it works, is department stores usually buy stock from designers or from labels, brands, at a cost price, and then they hold on to that stock. The stock now belongs to them, therefore they can price it however they wish. When it comes to sale season, most department stores just want to get rid of their stock. Now, some brands will have their items not go on sale or not go beneath a certain amount. Those specific items get sent back to the brand. It's what's normally called an RTV, but some brands will let the department stores do whatever they want with the stock. You can come across some disgusting steals when you do shop in department stores. Off the top of my head, in the UK, in London, Harrods, Selfridges, Harvey Nichols, to a certain extent Dover Street Market, these guys do some ridiculous reductions that you won't be able to come across on the designer's website. For example, Selfridges, I've come across some steals, especially with Haider Ackermann, dropping down to 70-80% off, which you would never be able to come across on the Haider Ackermann website, because I don't think they go anything below 50, maybe 60% at a push. So always check out department stores prior to checking out individual designer label stores or boutiques. Same rule applies to online retailers, by the way. So Mr. Porter, Matches Fashion, Essence, all these big cats, they can drop the price down a lot further than what an individual designer might be able to do so. Point number 4, it's a very small point and a little tricky, but use proxies whenever you can. A lot of online retailers, depending on where they're based, will offer cheaper discount rates to the nation or the country that is either closest to them or from, if that makes sense. One massive culprit of this would be Essence. Although it is based in Canada, their discounts and markdowns when an item gets shipped to the US is ridiculous. I don't know if it's due to the taxes or what the thought process is. Say an item here is at 40% off. In the US, that item will be at least 50 to 60% off, on top of the fact that the USD is weaker than the Great British Pound, so you'd be making a ton of savings. Now obviously finding a proxy might be hard, but who knows, you might have some friends abroad stateside, or you might find someone in the bottom in the comment section down below that is willing to offer some proxy services where you pay a tiny little fee and you get access to even more steals. Point number 5, and I'm going to split this into 5A and 5B. Have somewhat of a prep going, especially with regards to sizing. A lot of online retailers during the sale period will not allow any refunds. They can do exchange or some sort of store credit or gift cards or something along these lines. So any prep with regards to how an item might fit beforehand will be extremely beneficial to you. If that means traveling to the city centre for an hour just for you to try something on to then save £200 if not more later, that's definitely something that I would do. But then again, you might not be as stupid as me. And then 5B will be take into consideration other people's L's. A lot of people might have bought something that doesn't fit them properly, and rather than getting it exchanged or getting a store credit for it, they will just chuck it up on eBay, Grailed. Definitely check out those websites for other people's misfortune, and you might be able to capitalize on it, especially if they're looking to get rid of the item very quickly. Then you might be able to copy it for a good little price. Don't lowball them, because nobody likes lowballs. Point number 6, and this is definitely a lot more relevant now than it was 5 years ago. Do check both the men's and the women's section. A lot of designers these days showcasing a lot of unisex pieces. A lot of runways are showing pieces worn by both men and women in the same collection. Even if it's a men's piece, it can sometimes be worn by a woman, and a lot of stores will buy and misclassify an item. For example, Rick Owens, obviously the cuts are fairly androgynous anyway, but there's a lot of pieces that I saw that were menswear for /unisex, but that would only show up in the women's section of a website as opposed to a men's section. So you could have easily missed out on that, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. So do check out both the men's and the women's section, which brings us to our final point. Point number 7. This might seem like a backtrack, especially considering everything that I've just said today, but do be aware of sales, in the sense that don't just buy something because the price is so good. I've fallen victim to that multiple times, and that's why I can speak from experience. Just because something is priced extremely well doesn't mean that you necessarily need it. Just be smart about it. Don't let impulse buying get the best of you. And one rule or tip that, again, I speak of very often, and I feel like this is the perfect moment to say it, it's buy one or one in one. The battery just died. I don't know where it left off, but I think we were talking about the one in, one out rule. If you're going to buy something, just split it categorically: tops, bottoms, shoes, outerwear. You can break that down even further if you wish. And for everything that you buy, try and get rid of something from your wardrobe, so then you're not just overdoing it. And this is coming from a guy that, you know, I mean, I know, very hypocritical, but, you know, I this is my life. I does this for a living, so come here, break. Thank you. That is that, man. I think that is it. I think I've gone through all the points, and I'm hoping that this video becomes a one-stop shop so that I don't have to keep answering the same questions over and over again. In fact, if any of you guys might have friends that ask you questions with regards to sales, then point them towards this video. As I said to you guys previously, check all the online retailers in the description box down below. Download Shoptagr, description box down below. And yes, thank you so much for watching this video. If you wish to see that crazy summer sale pickups, this one's going to be nuts. 2.5k likes will be very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you wish to follow me on my social media, it's all right here, Sangiev. That is for my Twitter, Instagram, and everything else. Jumper, if anybody's curious, is from Owen Hyatt, Colette Hyatt. I think that's how you pronounce the brand. New release, this jumper. So buff. My favorite piece out of the whole collection, in my opinion. In fact, by the time this video goes live, the collection should be live or about to drop in like an hour or two. So go check it out. I went with a size large, true size is a medium. I sized up just to get a better fit, and man, it genuinely, he smashed it. Thank you, Owen, for blessing me with this jumper. It is very much appreciated. That is it. Hair is still wild. Thank you for all the very kind comments with regards to it in my last video. Have a beautiful day. Take care. You know the drill. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Peace. See? So much better once you get it all moist. Hate that word. Moist. Just Butter's word.